What's up, guys? Welcome to Empowered Mindset. For those of you guys watching over on Twitch, thank you for showing up. Anyways, I wanted to come today and speak about a few things, mainly about being trained since birth on a thing I like to call stoicism. All right. Most men don't realize that we practice stoicism on a daily basis. I have 3 people that are coming on. You guys know my boy Kevin, No Cut Cards, amazing mindset coach. If you guys don't know him, go check him out on TikTok under the official No Cut Cards. My friend Cassie, done on this, she has her own podcast on Empowered Mindset with Two Vets Canine. But a guy you don't know is someone that I know for a fact practices stoicism in his daily life. Matter of fact, as most of you guys know, I am Christian. I love my faith dearly, but one thing that I've always done is I've always looked out and made sure that other people's beliefs never reflected on me. So, what's up? By the way, he's here. I've got to show it off real quick. This came from Mohawk himself. My prized possession now, guys. My prized possession. And by the way, it's getting hung right there. Right up there next to my certificate, my certification. So without further ado, I'm going to bring everyone else up. Mohawk, I can't wait to have you on the show, by the way. It's going to be amazing. So help me to welcome in the rest of the cast. What's up, guys? Y'all are muted, so please don't start talking yet.
Hey, everybody.
All right. Eric, a.k.a. Norse Warrior, over on TikTok. What's up, brother? Welcome to the show. You've watched it many times, but I don't think you've ever actually been on the show. So on this show, we try to empower people to do better things for themselves. Now, my side is always going to be about men, whereas Cassie's side will try to target mainly women's mindset. I'm not a man, or sorry, I'm not a woman. So therefore,
your surgery looked great. Good,
guys.
Your doctor, your surgeon did a hell of a job. Jesus.
We don't want
a great start.
This is why we do it live, so you guys see the bloopers live. This is why we do it unedited. So, with that said, I am not a woman, so therefore, I cannot give you the mindset of a woman. I can, however, give you the mindset of a man. Freudian slip at its best. I don't know what that means. My daughter just ran in here. You're not a man. I'm live.
It just means you're doing a hell of a job. That's what it means. Keep going.
But anyways, so with that said, don't forget to watch every other weekend. Cassie and her co-host, Two Vets Canine, talk about other issues that I don't talk about. Like I said, I don't know who JJ Does Tie Bow is, but I guess that's a pretty good thing. Cassie, would you like to tell us your guys' series, being Two Vets isn't in here?
So our series is based on a military leadership training, and it's JJ Did Tie Buckle Lee. Don't let Two Vets hear that. He doesn't like the extra E.
I think the extra E is crap or something like that. I don't know.
It's not crap. It's empathy.
Welcome in, Dwayne. And I see my daughter's there doing good. Good. I'm glad you're doing good, daughter.
So we did, what was it, 2 weeks ago, we did the first J, and that was justice. And then next week is going to be judgment.
All right. So you're going to go along with this whole series for like the next, until you get to the triple E, the double E that Two Vets doesn't like. I honestly can't wait for the last E because Two Vets doesn't like it. So it's going to piss him off and I want to see it.
It's going to be epic. I'm looking forward to it.
So for those of you guys that are over here on Twitch, please don't forget to check out the YouTube channel over at Empowered Mindset 26. God, I can't even think. Anyways, so we're going to go ahead and get into the things that we've been trained at birth as men, okay? Cassie, you are going to be the opposite side of the spectrum because you are a female. You're basically going to explain how you have Look, in school, she had more balls than any guy I know. Okay, that girl was straight up getting anyone's face. It didn't matter.
I saw him. Don't worry. I
It's
saw him.
called
I get it.
Oh,
chesticles.
good gravy.
No, I'm talking about like. Look, when we were kids, I don't even think she had. Well, maybe she. I don't know. But
Oh,
anyways,
good gravy.
so what I'm saying is, there are things that in Stoic philosophy that we actually practice today and then don't even realize it. Norris, you practice a lot of it. Me and you were talking about it for a while. I know me and Kevin have been talking about it for a while. What things do you, Norris, think that you actually display as far as Stoic philosophy? When are the muscle mommy and daddy shirts coming out? Depends on when daddy makes them. Yeah. Speaking of which, Kevin, when are you going to bring out our merch? Because you're my merch guy. So
I don't know. When I get to go ahead.
he's just really peculiar. Speaking of which, speaking of merch,
I think somebody needs to take his extra vitamin drinks.
don't forget to check out the official No Cut Cards for merch. It's going to be the home, soon to be the home of Empowered Mindset merch. Go ahead, Norris. How do you think you relate to Stoic philosophy in today without even realizing it? Like things that you see us doing that most men don't even realize they're practicing.
Okay, so most men, I can't say all men, but most men don't wear their heart on their sleeves. Okay, they don't. A whole lot of them don't complain about certain situations they're having a hard time. They don't complain about they internalize their emotions. They don't show that. And within reading within the philosophy of Stoicism, that is one of the major key points of Stoicism is that you not showing your emotion, but dealing with it internally. Now,
I believe you're thinking of controlling, understanding your emotions, but controlling your emotions. That's something
yes,
that Marcus really
yeah,
taught a lot about.
yeah, not burying and ignoring, but controlling your emotions to better yourself
And using
without
it as
bothering others.
Yep. More or less using it as fuel to help you push yourself forward in growth.
Exactly, bettering yourself without the outward emotional attacks, or not attacks, but emotional outbursts.
Yes.
That's a big thing that with reading into the philosophy that I noticed is that, yeah, a lot of men we internalize it, and we don't even realize that that's part of the philosophy of Stoicism. I didn't realize that until I started reading into that yesterday when you first talked to me about coming on tonight.
Yep. I actually reached out to Norris about it because I was thinking about doing this. And I'm sitting here thinking, I'm like, Norris, I know I've spoke to him about it a lot, and I'm wondering if he'll actually read up on it real quick to find out himself. One thing that I didn't know when I first started this journey, and I started this journey 6 years ago when I was fighting for my kids. Most of you guys know I'm a single dad of 5. I fought for my kids for 2 years from the state of Ohio, then another 3 years when I got here in Missouri and filed for divorce. Well, one of the things I do remember is during my time of fighting for my kids, there were times that I was homeless. There was times that it got hard. I didn't know where I was going to eat, didn't have a job, all that. But one thing I never did is I never asked for help except for one person, and one person actually answered the call when I needed the help. Give me a place to stay, help me get on my feet, everything like that, help me get my kids back. But one thing I've always told myself is no one gives a shit about what you feel, because they don't. I'm sorry to say it, and this may hurt your guys' feelings. No one cares really how you feel. They really don't. They may understand you, they may sit and listen to you, but no one really honestly cares. And if they do care, those are the type of people you want to stick around. Okay. One thing that I did learn from Stoicism is having a mentor means a lot. I mean, you have to have a mentor somewhere. You have to build your own tribe of people around you, right? So those type of people that you have around you are supposed to be the ones that care for you. They're supposed to be the ones that are going to listen. But a random stranger on the street, you can walk up, hey, what's up, Joe Blow? Today I'm feeling like shit, man. I just need someone to talk to. He's really not going to care. He doesn't want you to kill yourself. So therefore, he's going to what? He's going to sit and listen. Maybe you might end up with a friendship then. By the way, real quick, I did want to plug this real quick. If you are having any kind of thoughts of unaliving yourself, please dial 988. Okay, it is literally a free number. You can text it. I know personally that there's quite a few people there that actually care about you. So please, if you are thinking about it, or please go seek help. Another thing I'd like to say, I'm not a therapist. I'm a mindset coach, personal trainer, and nutritionist. So with that said, I'm not a therapist. I can't diagnose you. I can't tell you, anything like that. And I'm not going to coddle you. I won't do that. Cassie may, but I won't.
Oh no, I'm a beautician. I'm not a therapist.
So with that said, let's get further on into the stoicism and how men use it today. Norris, would you agree that maybe some men's work ethics could be attributed to ancient stoicism?
Is he
I
muted?
think he's muted.
He's muted.
My bad. My bad. Yeah, I can agree with that statement. The basis behind what I've read so far into the philosophy is to better oneself with your own and controlling your own emotions, obviously, as I already said, but bettering oneself. And within the work ethic that some men have, not all men, and I won't even say the majority of men these days, but what this work ethic that some men have, yeah, they're putting in the work to better themselves every day. They're comparing themselves to themselves the day before. So yeah, I can definitely agree with that statement.
And that's where I can bring women into this. It's not just men that have that poor work ethic. It's women too.
Well, this is going to sound really sexist of me, and I really don't care. It's the fucking truth. Women weren't meant to sit there and slave to pay bills and all that. A woman's job
absolutely.
originally, and this goes way back into ancient times. I'm not talking about today's society. Do I think women should have the choice whether or not they can work or not? Fuck yeah, they do.
Oh, absolutely.
In this day and age, you cannot afford a house with children without having your spouse working with you. I don't give a shit how much you make. It gets expensive and you always want more. I'm sorry. I'm a greedy motherfucker. I want more.
But with the woman's mindset, she needs to know that she has she has a man that she actually can communicate with that's not going to just vary his emotions. She wants to be able to feel safe with him.
Say that again.
She wants to be able to feel safe with him.
I'm going to say that's 100% of women want to feel safe with their man. But I'm going to tell you right now, only 2% of women actually give a shit what their man feels. There was actually a study done on women and men. Okay. Men actually give a shit how their wives feel. But when asked women, when men have asked women, well, how's your husband doing today? Do you think he's happy? Every one of them stopped and had to question themselves about it because they've never been asked it. They asked if they were happy. But how many women actually get asked, is your husband happy?
That's fair.
I got another one for you. How many women out there, and this is all for all women. I hope I have comments later on after the show. How many women out there walk up to their husband, hold them, and tell them, you're safe. You can cry. I've never had one woman do that to me, ever. 39 years, never had a woman do that. How about you two?
I did. But you were going through an extremely hard time in your life. That's when you were going through with your kids.
I'm talking about my spouse, my significant other, not my sister. There's a difference. Have either one of you had your spouses ever do that?
Yes.
Okay.
My current spouse, yes, absolutely.
And those exact words, or just generally speaking.
Generally speaking,
Hmm. Yeah,
your
absolutely.
current spouse. Yeah, you see the catch there.
He's a wonderful man.
Oh, good gravy.
I had to throw something in there. Go ahead.
Here's the thing, though, and Eric and Kevin, you are still with them, right? Am I right?
Yeah,
Okay. Are you happy? Do you feel supported? Do you feel respected?
yeah. If I didn't, I wouldn't be in a relationship. That's how I operate.
Norris, you're muted, so if you answered, we won't know. You're muted.
He's you're muted.
Hey, if she wants to talk, she can talk too. I'm okay with it.
No, she was telling me a story about earlier today.
Okay. The question is, are you happy? Do you feel respected?
Yes, absolutely.
Ladies, I want to show you something, and this is why I bring this up. If you want your man to be happy, find out if he's happy. Because I'm going to tell you right now, the majority of men go to work every day, slave their asses off, and they don't give a shit about themselves. They care about whether or not you're happy. Ask your man if he's happy. Ask him if he feels respected. Ask him if he feels appreciated for what he does.
I don't do
Answer's
that.
no. If the
I
answer
don't
is
have.
no,
I do it.
you do what?
I tell him how much I appreciate him. I tell him how proud of him I am.
But if you ask him, you get his answer on whether or not he feels that. Just because
But
you
I have asked him if he's happy.
that's all that matters right there. But I'm telling you right now, more relationships can be saved simply by asking that question or telling that man, do you feel appreciated? Do you feel, I appreciate you. I respect you. Thank you for providing my safety. Thank you for making sure that if I didn't want to work, I wouldn't have to go out and work. Thank you for being my rock. More men heard that 80% that we have right now, men make up 50% of
Will drop.
the population, but 80% of it, guess what? Why? Because men don't feel appreciated, they feel like failures, and they feel disrespected the majority of their lives.
I feel like they've lost their purpose.
Facts.
Yeah, absolutely.
Brings us to the next step of Stoicism. Find your purpose. Something Marcus Aurelius says as well. A man has to have a purpose in order to be a man and live. If you're a man, find your purpose. I'm gonna actually plug a mindset coach that I actually got to sit in a webinar with last night. His name is JP Veteran. You can find him over on TikTok at JP Veteran. Amazing mindset coach. His teachings are very similar to mine, except he teaches veterans. So if you're a veteran in the chat, which I think a couple of you are, go check him out. If you'd like my services, reach out to me. Most of you guys actually have me either on Facebook, TikTok, or Twitch. I do get DMs on Twitch. I get DMs on Facebook. Reach out. We can talk. We can sit and talk. One of JP's pillars is having your mission, because most veterans, we drive off of missions, right? Therefore, have your mission. Your mission does not stop just because you left the military. It's exactly his words, not mine. Me, I say find your purpose, because your purpose should never stop. My purpose for this podcast, and I spoke about it just before the podcast with the crew and everything like that. My purpose isn't to make money here. YouTube is free. You guys can jump on YouTube, Twitch, Facebook, anything, and watch for free. My purpose is I want my words to help someone. I want my words to help them understand that, guess what? People do care. Very far few between. But you got to care about yourself more than I care about you. You got to care about yourself more than your mother cares about you. Your mother brought you in this world. You have got to love yourself more than any human being on this planet. More than you love your spouse, more than you love your kids, more than you love your dog, whatever. You have to have that love for yourself. Kevin, I'm gonna put this over to you now, because you're a damn good. I'm gonna say this right now. My mentor right now is actually here with me, and I'm hoping to actually get him started on his own podcast as well, so that way he is no longer a co-host on this podcast, and I can make room for other people. Just playing, Kevin. You're more than welcome here. But Kevin's also starting the official No Cut Cards podcast soon. I'm looking forward to watching it. I'm hoping to be a guest one day. I doubt it, but I'm not that important. It's okay. Kevin,
Hell no.
take it away. What do you have to say as far as stoicism and what it's taught you? Because I'm pretty sure you didn't know anything about stoicism until I.
No,
Right?
I don't know. I knew nothing about it, and I don't know a lot about it. I was actually going to ask you a question. So when you said with stoicism, so are you saying you're supposed to the only issue I have with any conversation is like I don't like to put anything as a man or a woman issue. Everybody has issues, okay? And I understand this conversation is more about just the men's mental health side of it. Like I get that, but everybody has problems. Everyone has shit. It's a two-way street. Okay, I'm not saying one is worse than the other. Everyone has fucking problems. So when I'm using terms as like, oh, a man this, a man that, it really goes towards everybody. It's not just one. It's just one. Well, one of the two genders. I don't want to get fucked for that one. Oh my God, be careful. But right. But no, seriously. So when you're saying it's stoicism with a man, so are you saying you're supposed to keep it inside and deal with it yourself, or you're supposed to let it out?
So how stoicism works is you don't bury it inside and just like, oh, it never happened. That don't affect me. Just keep on with your life. It don't work like that. You have to get those emotions out, but you have to get them out in a healthy way. Most men, I say most men because most men do this. They don't cry. Sadness, depression, all that turns into anger. It's not crying, it's anger. Why? Because most men have been told their whole life since birth, quit crying like a little girl. Quit crying like a little girl. I know you all heard that. How many of you men have heard quit crying like a little girl? How many of you women have heard men say that to other men? How about one better? How many of you women heard other women saying that to men? What I'm saying is, no, do not hold it in. You need to use it as fuel to get to the next level. I get mad, I get sad, I get angry. You'll find me in a gym. You'll find me in a gym, or you'll find me on the floor pushing up. Dwayne Baker is currently in the chat now. I know for a fact that he has seen me myself go through a depression where I actually had to figure out something. Otherwise, it would have ended my life. I was angry. I was ready to cry. So what did I do? I went, got a gym membership, started pumping. That's how I say it. Understand why you have these emotions. You're hurt. Why are you hurt? Because you allowed someone in. Okay, what are we going to do? Make them pay. Make them wish they didn't let you go. Why? Because the second you get to that next level, most of the time they regret leaving you. And I'm using that heartbreak as an example. But understand your emotions. You lose a job. Let's do that. You're mad because you lost your job. You're upset because you lost your job. How am I going to pay my next bill? Go find another fucking job. Use that upset and that anger and all that. Get out there, put the feet to the ground, and find another job. Except I think nowadays all you got to do is get online, search up Indeed or whatever.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, I meant along the lines of, according to Stoicism, are you supposed to talk about it and supposed to try to alleviate the stress and the struggle in your mind? Or are you supposed to almost get rid of it? Try to push it out and get rid of it. Try to fix it. Try to cure it.
There you go. Right there. You try to cure it. You try to fix it. Men, we are natural fixers. We're fixers, providers, and what? Protectors, right? So what do? We internalize damn near everything. We try to fix everything. And we try to provide what we can for the best of who we love, right? So you internalize it. You realize what's going on. Okay, I'm upset because she left me. Are you upset because she left you, or are you upset because you wasted time with her? Well, I'm actually upset because I wasted time with her when I could have been on to someone else, or I could have been doing something else. That's that's one thing. Here's another thing. Well, I'm upset because I loved her and she broke my heart. Okay. You loved her. She broke your heart. That's it. But here's the thing. What are you going to do about it? Marcus Aurelius says what? My favorite quote, and I've said it many times on here. What does Marcus Aurelius say? Can't control others' actions. All you can control is your own reactions to their actions. So Your reaction should always be that of a higher action for yourself and self growth.
All right. Well,
So
let me throw this
therefore-
one at you. Let me throw this
Go
one at
ahead.
you. That's why I was asking about if you're supposed to alleviate the issues, right? Because I've come to the conclusion that, you know, and this is just a man, again, a woman thing, everything is, you know, all the, you know, from your past, all the pain, all the struggle, all the torment you put yourself through, you have put yourself through all this shitty decisions you've made, everything that's happened to you that you couldn't control, everything that plagues you throughout your entire life, right? And a lot of people have a lot of shit back behind them that they think about all the time, whether it's on the forefront or the subconscious, right? It's always there. Well, something I realize is that if I had the chance to alleviate all those issues, all those feelings, I wouldn't, because I have learned for myself is that all this shit, and I made a video on it, like all this shit that's been killing me my whole life internally is actually what's keeping me alive. And that is why I was asking that question, is because if I didn't have the feelings that I have, and it's not something, and I always say I don't live in the past, because I don't live in the past. I've been able to say cover up, so to speak, but it's always there. But if I had to get rid of that shit, I wouldn't even be the same person. So that's why I personally would never want to fix my issues.
Camera screwing
because
up, sorry.
I would
Let me
never wanna
ask
fix
you
my
this.
issues. Go ahead.
No cuts. So what I hear you saying is you want to keep the trauma that's happened to you, but you want to be able to work through it. So you understand the trauma and you grow from it. You use it as your power, basically.
Yes, and that's why I've always done that. And even when
Mohawks
times
did it
come,
best.
and even when times come, you know, well, maybe that I don't say it.
I just realized 2 Bits was down there. Welcome in, 2 Bits.
About time you showed
Right
up.
there.
Well, I've
There you
been
go. Perfect. No, I like that.
sitting there for the past 10 minutes.
Okay, real quick.
No, I like
What
that.
he says there is actually truth. Okay, you know, you also brought up a fact that if it wasn't for all that hurt you and all that pain you went through, you wouldn't be who you are today, right?
Yes, but the difference is that I personally, I need to once in a while, and like I don't live by it. I have it. It comes up here and there, but I have to feel that every so often to be able to. I'm gonna say re-energize, re-verify who I am in a
Because it's
way.
fuel.
But I need that. So I would never want to actually be able to not feel that. I would not. If there's an option, I wouldn't do it. There's no way.
If there was an option that I couldn't feel heartbreak or I couldn't feel any of that pain, that's a bullshit. I wouldn't want it. It's because I've used the fuel, all that pain, all that heartache, everything that I've went through in my life, even all the bullshit from my past, getting the shit behind by my stepdad, you know, and no, it's not. I have 3 different stepdads. The fucking middle one was the asshole. But anyways, getting the shit beat out of him, all of that fueled me and created the person I am today. It made me realize, hey, I'm worth more than what I've gotten to. Even this, I'm worth more than what I have now. But guess what? What I have now, I worked for. All that was fuel to make me get to that next level. It wasn't that I suppress it. No, it didn't exist. It's not here. You know, it was a simple fact. And I don't like my camera position. I'm going to tell you guys right now because I can't walk this way because it's weird. But like I said, it became fuel. And what you said there is exactly what Stoicism actually tells you to do, to actually feel it, understand it, and use the chaos and the pain to bring you to the next level, to help you build yourself up in growth, not tear yourself down. Because now, let's go the opposite way, okay? You're heartbroken. You know, your girlfriend cheated on you. You found the dude. You beat the shit out of the dude. Where are you going to end up?
Right in prison.
Yes, Mr. Officer. Or how about another scenario? You know, my girlfriend left me. I'm going to go get a bottle. I'm just going to get drunk. Or I'm going to go get high. That's going the opposite direction. You don't want to go the opposite direction. You don't want to do damage. You want to do good. So therefore, my girlfriend broke my heart. Guess what? Fuck this. Watch what I become. Watch what I become.
But that's going through the trauma. That's actually finding a healthy way to go through the trauma.
There you go. You still have
And
to
that's
feel the
what
trauma.
empowered mindset is for. Yeah, we're going to laugh. We're going to joke. We're going to offend people. but we're officially here to help you understand your trauma and have a healthy way of going through it.
I'm telling you right now, as soon as I get this man on my podcast, I'm gonna make him my co-host. Not trying to replace you or anything, Kevin, but yeah.
Please, I've been waiting for that fucking opportunity my whole life. Get me the fuck out of here.
You'd miss us.
I will say this: the original goal for Powered Mindset, and this is for everyone's knowledge. The original goal was for each host or co-host, whatever you want to call them, to actually eventually span out into their own channel. Basically, they get their feeling, they get their bearings. They're like, okay, I know what I want to do now. Let's get to it. The goal of Empowered Mindset is empower people to do better for themselves and actually make something of themselves. Two Vets Canine actually has his own channel. He does Two Vets Canine dog training. Own channel right here on TikTok or on YouTube and TikTok. And I think you have a Twitch too, don't you? Twitch, Facebook.
I do, but I don't necessarily use
Yeah, he doesn't do it. No, this lineup is an all-star lineup. I'm a fan of.
We're a fan of you too, Mohawk.
Look, that's my brother. Okay, I never got to meet his mom, but that's my brother from another mother. I got to kind of meet his dad through TikTok. Amazing. They're both amazing.
I know.
People. By the way, speaking of which, I think I already showed it, but I'm gonna show it again. Isn't this so cool? Isn't this fucking awesome? So I love it. And yes, Eric got me this. Isn't it cool? It says my name on it and my state, Arizona, Desert Rat. Actually, I was wanting to get a license plate for my truck that says Desert Rat on it, but they won't allow me to put that on my truck. But like I said, the fact of the matter still stands. Okay, we use stoicism and we don't even fucking realize it. What you were talking about earlier. Remember how you were saying that you wouldn't want to feel you wouldn't want to lose the feeling of that, but it's helped you grow to who you are today, right, Kevin?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's stoicism at work. It's literally what they talk about. That's what they try to teach you. My dad sent me daily motivational quotes. So,
well,
my question.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go ahead. No,
I would say, out of everything that we talk about, and I mean, here's the thing: every mindset, motivational video, every podcast, every course, every certification, everything. At the end of the day, it comes down to one thing: you have to fucking do it. It's on you. Like, people don't understand that. They think, oh, well, maybe something will happen. Someone else will make something happen. It's not. People can tell you and do everything for you, but if you don't do it yourself, you are fucked. And that's the problem is, unless you are okay, which is hard, unless you're okay with understanding that you can change you and nobody else can, and it's nobody else's responsibility. It's no one's responsibility to do it. Once you can take that accountability that where you are is your fucking fault, no matter what. If you can't do that, you're not going to go anywhere. So all this mindset shit, everything that you see, you read, you hear, it's all bullshit unless you actually fucking understand that it's you. You have to do it.
you have to have 100% commitment, otherwise it ain't worth shit. Sorry.
Yeah, you can watch all this shit all day, every day, be an expert, but if you don't use it, it doesn't matter. It doesn't fucking matter. You could be a 30-year mechanic, and if you don't work on a car, what the fuck does that do? You could read every book, but if you don't do it, you don't do it. It doesn't matter.
Look,
it's there's no action, and you're not going to change.
Yep, right there. Everything boils down to do the fucking work. I agree. I'm going to say this before this podcast, actually it was right before the podcast, before I got into the Discord with everyone. I was honestly, I hit a depression for some reason. I don't know why. Had no freaking clue. I'm not even gonna lie. Don't know why. It just hit me. And it happens. Everyone gets depressed. Everyone gets sad. Sometimes we don't know why. It just happens. But sitting there, feeling sorry for yourself is not going to fix it. It's not going to help you. Drinking, doing drugs is not going to help you. It's not going to fix the situation. It's a good escape, but guess
it's going
what?
to get worse.
Once all that boils down, it's all gone, and you're still stuck there. Guess what? You're going to feel it again. So you might as well feel it now and feel it hard, and figure out Are you going to use it to grow, or are you going to use it to just sit there and sorrow, waiting for sympathy? So I'm going to tell you right now, for me and my way, I don't do pity parties. That's my kids. I'll tell them that all day long. I don't do pity parties. You want to talk about it, and we can help you understand why you're feeling this way. Yeah, but I'm not going to sit there and coddle you and throw a pity party for you, because that's not going to happen.
We're not going to turn you into a victim. We're going to help you be the hero of your own story.
Thank you.
Well,
Yeah.
I was actually wanting to chime in real quick, and I don't remember if it was with a student or if I was just having a conversation this week, and we were talking about dog training and we were talking about teachers in general. Um, so we're just going to call teaching in general. Um, Teachers are only as good as their students. The students have to be receptive. So in my line of work, I could show somebody how to handle a I could show somebody how to handle a dog. I could show somebody, how to create that relationship. But if it doesn't click with them and they're not doing it, everything that I'm doing is null and void.
It was actually a conversation that you and I had earlier this week. 2 vets.
So
Yes.
I will say, give me a sec. No, you're not borrowing my phone. All right. There is something that I said earlier today, actually, and I think it was to all you guys. What is the point in me trying to teach someone that doesn't understand why they're doing it? This goes with another lesson that I actually do. This is the first part of the lesson. I actually do have a client that I'm working with currently. One thing I've told him every time we talk is, what's your why? What is the reason why you want this change? If you don't have a strong enough reason, you ain't going to change. You are not going to change unless you have a strong enough reason. I believe the man, the myth, the legend, Kevin over there is the one that actually kind of taught me that.
Now you're giving him an ego.
Oh, he's got a huge, listen, he's got a big name in my house. It's like a brand name here.
My head,
Oh,
my head is big enough naturally. Trust me, I wear a size fucking 42 hat. I don't need it's good.
We're gonna have to knock you down a couple pegs.
Trust me, it's not
wear,
a mental thing. It's an actual physical thing. I got a pumpkin on this motherfucker.
I wear 7 1/8.
Probably full of air.
Oh,
Full of shit. I tell you that.
Probably. Do you have brown eyes? I don't know. I can't tell.
Do what? Do what?
Do you have brown eyes?
I should. I'm full of shit. No, like greenish blue, whatever the fuck. They change here and there. When I'm horny, they're green, I think.
Oh no, another one. Shrooms. We don't
Thank you,
condone
muted,
doing
Brad.
drugs on this channel.
Brad, I think you're muted.
We had a moment.
We're good now, right? We're good now, right?
Yeah,
All right,
no, we can
anyways.
hear you.
There are some tribes that actually do use psychedelics as a form of spirit finding, or whatever, the spirit journeys. Okay, my sisters are
What's that?
Navajo.
Peyote, peyote,
Peyote.
peyote.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, aren't they also doing studies now? I mean, I don't know. I mean, like with like microdosing and shit. Supposedly, it's supposed to
Yes.
mend like your depression, your anxiety. Actually, supposed to whatever the fucked up here, mend that shit together.
I've heard that.
I mean, I think that's fantastic. I mean, I think that's an awesome thing.
The University of Calgary, up by where I'm
Um,
actually from, is actually doing studies on microdosing of psychedelics and whatnot to
I can't
for the
pronounce this
effects of
word. So
PTSD.
anyone know what this word is?
It.
No. Psilocybin? I don't know.
Mhm.
Very strongly, I feel very strongly that we need to do an episode. I'm fucking down because I don't know enough about it. If you would like to come on and explain it, I am all down for it, because I don't know enough about it. I don't know enough about it because I don't put any kind of chemicals in my body that honestly I don't understand, if you know what I mean.
If
I've
it's
been,
100% in it, all natural,
I mean, I'm done with that. I mean,
Only thing I know about like the LSD and like psychedelics is when my tattoo artist is on that shit, he is fucking fantastic. That's all I know. That's all I got.
you have trust issues.
No,
so
he's fucking
my
great.
my thing is I won't put anything on my body that changes the way it. If I
It
can't
changes
control the way my brain works or the way my brain operates, I don't put it in. Like I have a lot of people, like in the state of Missouri, it's legal it's recreational use. I won't touch this stuff. Why? Because I don't feel like I have control of my thoughts. I feel like they're someone else's thoughts. I know it sounds weird, but I don't feel like I have control of my thoughts. So I don't do it.
Now,
It's-
here in Wisconsin, the same thing. Same in Illinois. Recreational use is
Yeah.
is you're able to do it. But I actually had a manager that I used to work for in Wisconsin
strongly against it.
that they gave me a gummy. Never bothered to tell me that it was
Infused.
yes, good terminology. I love it. And
Talk
That's
about
good terminology.
I won't touch it. Absolutely not. I don't care if it's all natural or not, but nope. It was a bad
Yeah, see, that
experience for me.
I have a
that stuff
funny
just doesn't
story that
react well
actually
with me at all.
I have
So.
a funny story about when I was streaming on Twitch, which by the way, we are over on Twitch. So if you guys don't know, Desert_Rat26 on Twitch. I am going to start, and this is actually the announcement video. I was planning on doing this later, but I'm gonna do it right now. I'm gonna be streaming back on Twitch again, playing Call of Duty and a new game that's coming out May 20th. It's called Dune Awakening. It's a survival game. I'm a very big survival gamer. I love the survival games. Sons of the Forest, Rust, Ark. I played them all. I love them. But with that said, I will be streaming back on Twitch again. Now that I think we're getting this figured out, so I can finally do it. So don't forget to go check out, where is it? There it is. Don't forget to go check out altis.com for your
No, right back.
Alti Energy. They have awesome cups as well. Good. Using code RATPACK, you get a 10% discount. But all right, that was good. All right. Also, don't forget to check out Two Vets K9 Training. Y'all know who that is, sitting down there. I do actually have a funny story about Two Vets K9 dog training. Two Vets actually, and I get a lot of people don't understand when I say this. He has a program called the Battle Buddy Program where he trains veterans dogs for free. So if you're a civilian, you pay for a session, a veteran gets a session free. What that means is it helps to go train that dog. I want you to also remember Two Vets is unique in one way because he does not train the dog. He trains the people. He trains dog owner, or he trains dog
educates.
handlers. He trains dog handlers to become dog trainers. I'm pretty sure I'm the first one that actually explained this to him. That he's not an actual dog trainer. He's just a trainer of dog trainers, which is kind of cool. So with that said, go check him out at twovets9.com. twovets9training.com. My apologies. Use code nothing because it's a donation site only. But anyways, back to what I was saying. Oh, I forgot one. FSB. FSBinc.org. Go check him out. Check out his story. Amazing guy. A good friend of mine. With that said, y'all, I'm going to say two more things about Stoicism before I actually hand it off to Kevin and Norris to talk. When I figured out what Stoicism was, like I said, 6 years ago, something like that, I started getting into it. Yeah, he's like a dog whisperer. Good job. I started getting into it, and I started realizing that I already practiced a lot of this. I wanted to learn more. It became almost like a religion to me. So I started studying it. I started learning about these philosophers, and it led me into great things. It led me into working out. It led me into nature, because that's one of the things that's with Stoicism. You know, they want you to go out and go into nature and actually enjoy the earth. The problem is we are so caught up on video games or even phones, computers. Like, I'm going to tell you right now, if you guys have a chance right now and it's daylight or even at night, go outside, shut this off right now, go outside and look at the stars. You want to get rid of some true, stress. Go out there, look at the stars, just lay in the grass unless you're in Arizona, be careful because there's a lot of goat heads out there.
You don't want to lay in no grass out here.
Just don't walk barefoot. It'll be fine.
Exactly.
Sit
Learn
on
who
your
you
patio,
are.
look up.
Sit,
Oh, I didn't know that.
sit around the campfire and play your guitar.
So I just want everyone to know, Mohawk Wyatt is actually a host on this show. He just stays in the comments. So I just put his words up here for everyone to see. Love you, Mohawk. You know that, brother. All right. So with that said, thank you guys for showing up. I'm handing it off to Norris and Kevin to actually talk about what they do as far as with Stoicism. Norris is new to Stoicism, but he is Norse pagan, which I commend him for his choice in religion. He has never got down on me, but I am going to get down on him on one thing. Hey, did you celebrate St. Patrick's Day?
Absolutely not.
Okay, thank you. You know how many Norse pagans on
Absolutely
TikTok
not.
you realize how many Norse pagans on TikTok I watched celebrate St. Patrick's Day?
Oh yeah, and it's kind of oxymoronish.
I was laughing about it. I'm not lying, I was laughing about it. How do you claim to be a religion and not know what your religion is or what happened on that day in your religion? Because that what that day celebrates is a pretty big defeat of your religion. Makes no sense.
Yeah,
Remember,
no, it doesn't.
On Monday.
But
On Mondays, no, actually, I'm normally streaming over on Twitch. But if you would like, get a hold of me, and you can do this anytime you want. So during your journey of learning about Stoicism, which I think has been like a couple days, I've talked to you about it before, but I'm guessing just.
But I've never really looked into it until like yesterday when you first called me about possibly coming on tonight.
Oh, hey,
yeah,
hey,
you and
I'm
talked about
looking into it. I'm looking into it. Don't worry, I'm looking into it. This has been 4 years now, 5 years now. I'm looking into it.
Sounds like you starting podcast, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But yeah, no. So did a bit of reading yesterday. After my appointments yesterday. Most of my reading actually happened today, this morning, and whatnot. And the connections I make between I'm not going down that road, Mohawk. Right? Not right now. Not right now. I'm not going down that road. But the connections I make between Stoicism, the philosophy of Stoicism, and my own beliefs, being Norse pagan, and the way I was raised, there's a lot of connections there that, like you said earlier, that we were trained since birth for this.
Mm-hmm.
We're, without even knowing it, a lot of us have been practicing Stoicism to a certain extent. Now, here's the part that kind of caught me a little bit and was like, okay, no, now I can understand this a little bit, was the controlling of the emotions in chaos. Now, Rat, my story, some of my story, being in the military and everything. I thrive in chaos. I 100% thrive in chaos.
I personally think all men do.
And the actions that we portray within that chaos can lead back to Stoicism completely. Mm-hmm. Now, the other thing I found was the anger end of things. What I found within the reading that I did today was that, there's healthy ways of using your emotions, anger, depression, sadness, even happiness, There are healthy ways of using those emotions. A lot of the time, like we said earlier, our sadness comes out as anger, and it comes out in an unhealthy way. I am 100% guilty of this. My wife will tell you, my exes will tell you, my 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 old therapist will tell you, my anger management people will tell you. I had way unhealthy ways of releasing my anger. So within philosophy of Stoicism, to use that in a healthy way is the goal.
Mhm.
To better yourself every day by using those emotions to drive as fuel to drive yourself to be better. The
Yes.
only person you should be in contest with is yourself the day prior.
The one, yep, the person you were yesterday. 100%.
Always chase the
First
person
one
you
you
are
were
tomorrow.
exactly. And one thing I did find that was kind of interesting that I read was that some people mistake Stoicism for non-feeling, for what's the sociopath. That's the one that I was
Yep.
looking for. The lack of emotion. Now, it's not that you have a lack of emotion, it's just you know how to control it, you know how to use it.
Mhm. Using it to your advantage to make you a better person is what it's for.
Exactly.
Um,
Exactly.
Most of the ancient Stoic philosophers believed in growth. You know, there's always got to be some form of growth, whether it be through reading, through exercise, through anything that's going to help you get to a higher enlightenment, if you will.
Exactly.
I'm
And where
a
I
huge
connect that with my beliefs is that that is part of my beliefs is that you're always seeking more wisdom. You're always seeking to be better. Not that you're better than anybody else, but be better than yourself.
I'm pretty sure that that's in my religion, that's our whole purpose for being here is to learn
Yeah.
and to be like, one like God. So it's and why I brought that our religions up. And if you guys notice, I brought them up both religions because there are two main religions right now that you hear about is Norse and Christian. So with that said, there's a lot of similarities between Stoicism, Christianity, and Norse pagan. A lot of them, but a lot of people don't realize this. Stoicism is not about, and this is my internal feeling about it. It's not about lack of religion either, because I've heard a lot of Stoic, people that follow Stoic teachings. Oh, Stoics, religion is fake. Da 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 da. Oh no, my belief is you have to have faith in something. Otherwise, how the fuck can you have faith in yourself? You have to be able to understand that sometimes faith is all you got.
Yeah. And Stoicism is only a piece of the puzzle. It's not the entire answer. It's not the entire personality that you should become. It is just a piece of the puzzle. That's just another piece of the puzzle
Agreed.
to go along with becoming who you are and becoming a better you. You can't just be, oh, I'm Stoic. I follow the teachings of Stoicism. Okay, what else? What that isn't your whole personality. That isn't you. That's
I'm a Stoic.
you not following Stoicism because you're not trying to better yourself at that point.
Unfortunately, this day and age, most people don't want to do the work.
Well, no, and people
They
don't,
want it to
and
be
it's
easy.
sad. Everybody wants
I agree with
a
you.
quick,
It's
easy, fat handout to, no, this is the perfect fix. This is what's going to fix. No, everything takes work. Anything that is worth doing is going to be hard,
It's going to be
no matter
painful
what the fuck it is.
and uncomfortable. Very
Damn right, it's just
painful,
going to be
very
uncomfortable.
And it's
You want to
funny
be a
because
better person.
I say it's
Sorry,
funny when
Clinton.
people. No, you're good. It's funny when people, when things are hard, they stop. Like, or what they stop doing something, or someone's like, "Yep, you know what, my life's good," which is fine. If you think your life's good, that's fantastic. But we don't understand is if you're not growing, you're actually taking a step backwards. There is no neutral. Like there just isn't. Because if every day you don't actually move forward, you don't grow, or you don't learn, if you just sit your thumb up your ass, the world is still passing you by, and you're in the same spot, which means you're actually behind. So people don't understand that if you're just sitting there, if you're like, yep, I'm good exactly how I am, things are wonderful. That's cool. But just know that you are actually falling behind every second of every day if you're not actually doing something. And a lot of people have the issue of they're scared to do something. Something might happen, like sacrifice something, this or that, whatever. If I do this, this might happen. Well, what people don't understand, what that is, okay, when this thing happens, I guarantee you, if when you do something that happens and it takes a shit, I guarantee you, once it's finally settled, you're gonna be way ahead of you were when you fucking started, because you can't grow if you can't learn, and you can't learn if you don't fuck shit up. That's how it's. You don't learn anything in success. You learn all in the failures. That's what brings you to your success.
One
But
of
people
mine.
just good.
Go ahead. Sorry, I didn't mean to
No,
interrupt.
no, you're good. Go ahead.
One of mine and Kevin's first conversations was actually that. Where do you want to be? How do you know when you've hit success? My answer is I'll never hit success. I will never see it myself, because my success is going to be seen through the rest of my generations, because I'll never see it. Because I don't ever want my kids or their kids or anyone in the rest of my family line to struggle the way that I have. So I will never see my success. And that's what I love that he brought that up, is the fact that if you are comfortable where you're at, oh, I've got $1 million in the bank, I'm good. Let's sit back and I'm going to relax and kick back. Why? You got to the mountain. There's like 5 other taller mountains. Why aren't you going for this?
And another problem is, you got to remember, it took you work to get there, but it takes work to stay there too, right? There is still maintenance required. Once you hit a certain spot, if you're happy, and that's great, if you're happy, that's awesome. Wherever you are, if you're happy, but you still have to maintain that, and that maintenance still requires fucking work. There's
One
no
of
there's no other way around it.
One of the education trainings that I've had recently, it was, if you set a goal and you get close to that goal, you want to start another goal, a bigger goal, because that one's not going to be as big, because
So
you've
I have-
already almost made it to that goal, that first goal.
Mhm. Yeah, you actually, it's funny. A lot of people don't, like, just like when you go to the gym, you don't act, let's say, my goal is, I want to do this weight for 10 sets or for 10 reps. That's fine. But here's the thing is, you actually don't want to hit that goal, because if you hit it, that means it was too easy. You could do more. So every time you go for a goal, you don't really want to hit the motherfucker. You want to go past it. So make big
PRs.
goals. Not necessarily unachievable, but make big goals, because if your goal is this, if your goal is here, and if your goal is here, even if you don't hit it, you might get close to it. But if your goal is up here, you're going to shoot past that original one. It's because your mind just goes towards the bigger picture of what you're doing. So when you limit your visions and your goals and your dreams, you limit yourself. Shoot for the fucking stars. Shoot, because you can hit it. Might not be the first attempt, but you're going to get there. Or you're going to get there way fucking faster, get way closer than if you have these little minimal ass bullshit goals, especially if you're sitting still. But it has to start somewhere. And and that's another thing, is people have a lot of they're in a position where they're just, I don't want to say average, but they're just in a shitty spot. And they're like, I have this goal by tomorrow. I want to do this. You're setting yourself up for failure. Hit small ones first and grow, and then they get bigger. And when things get hard and they fail, people stop. They quit. They're done. But they set themselves up.
Two Bet sent me a thing earlier this week. It was, don't let fear control you. Be afraid of
Nope. You're already fucking it up.
I know, it's
What
terrible.
else
My
did you-
memory is
screwed
awful.
these up?
At least I remembered who sent it to me.
Yeah.
Don't let the fear of failure hold you back.
No.
Nope.
So what
Okay.
what I found whenever I was doing my meditation, I call it my me time, but it's my meditation.
Leave that one alone.
Yeah, I ain't touching that.
I'm
leaving
not.
that alone.
I didn't
Listen,
leave
we're
it
all
alone when you
adults
said
here.
that. We
I
are?
guess.
But the quote was, "Don't be afraid to fail.
Yes.
Be terrified
We're all
of
adults
having
here.
regrets."
We're all adults here.
Squirrel.
This fucker's gonna
Yeah.
fall.
But what I will say is, and I'll say the quote again: "Don't be afraid to fail. Be terrified to have to have regrets." And you know what? I was actually going to save this for a little bit later. but I'll go ahead and speak on it now. You know, uh, the last time that Nick and everybody were together, we were talking, we had a call to action of what are you going to do? Go do something outside your comfort zone.
Mhm.
Well, guess what? This morning, I answered that call.
Yep.
Um, I I did something that I was one deathly afraid of, but two, I stepped outside my comfort zone, and I mean it's no secret that I play the guitar, and you know I
Yeah, we
try to
heard.
sing, but I also auditioned for the Opry here in Oklahoma, and it was definitely an experience. I stepped out of my comfort zone, and you know what? I'm not afraid to fail. If I hear a no, you know what? I'm going to come back with more determination the following year. And
Hey,
guess what? You know, I'm terrified to have that regret of saying, you know what? I wish I would have done this. Now I
so
can
here
say, you know what? I have done this, and this was an experience of a lifetime.
you can't actually consider it a failure because your goal was just to get an audition at the or the whatever it was. The
Oklahoma
Opry.
Opry.
Yeah. You didn't fail. You got the audition.
Mission accomplished.
You
There's no
accomplished
fail.
that mission. Now your goal is to actually be able to stand on the stage and actually sing in front of a large crowd. That's great. You just moved your goalpost higher.
Bingo.
You didn't fail. That's a success. Okay.
There's no failure if you don't quit. That's
So
it.
here's something I like to think about. Anytime I go to try something new, and maybe I'm not able to do it because maybe I'm just not ready for it at that time. I don't look at it as a failure because what I was doing was trying to learn something new. Okay, I tried. I did it. It's not a failure. I learned that, hey, I got to do this a different way. Just like when you're playing a
Well,
video game. It's like when you're playing a video game. How many times does it take to be the boss? You're never going to go after that same boss the same way every time and die every time the same way. Oh, I'm just going to go in shooting at the same distance. Same thing. No, you're going to try different tactics. You're going to learn how to maneuver around it. That's the goal, is to
well,
learn it.
well. I'll even say this. You know, I have a lot of family that are teachers, and I also found I think it was a meme on Facebook, and I found it years ago. And it's actually made out of the word fail.
First
It's
attempt at learning.
first attempt in learning.
Yeah, I
And
was gonna say something along those lines too. So
I learned that in
that's
grade school. Matter of fact,
that's
Mr. Scroggins, God rest his soul, he actually taught me that the first attempt to learn because I was so down on myself in science class because oh man, it was bad. I was down on myself. I'm not going to get into it because it showed a very cruel side of me that I should have never been that cruel. But I did gain a really, really good friend, and he's like a brother to me today. So got my ass kicked by
Mr. Strog Dogs.
but yeah, to go into that a little bit too is if you don't take those risks like you did this morning, two vets, you will never learn. You'll never know if that was actually going to be possible for you. And now
exactly.
you've done that audition. Okay, you may not get the spot. Well, guess what? Yeah, you can. That you did that. You've taken that step for that risk. Now you can step to the next risk and the next risk after that, and learn
Absolutely.
from them, and just keep going and keep going. And that's just everything that is worth doing is a risk. Everything is.
So there's
And
an
that's
inside joke.
and
Go ahead. Sorry.
I'll say, like, and the thing is, most people, I mean, a lot of people, what holds a lot of people back is the fear, right? It's a fear of everything. It's a fear. And everyone said, don't fear anything, right? So I ran across a quote, and actually, I see what you all think of it. It's sorry, do not fear the unknown, only fear what is known and still feared, right? So don't fear what you don't know, about. Like, don't, because there's no reason to fear it yet, right? And if you do fear something that you do know, you have to ask why. Like, okay, if you know you don't want to go to jail, you know that. You know what jail is, that's fine. You don't need to fear it because you're not going to go. You're not going to make there's not going to be an issue for you to go to jail to do that. So it's like, it's like, so if you fear something that you already know, you got to dig down and say, why do I still fear it even though I know it? Because if you try something and it doesn't work, well, you're not fearing it anymore. It doesn't work. Like you're like, okay, I fucked up. You don't fear that. You already know what happened, right? So I was thinking, I was trying to dig into that quote and kind of figure out what that last part meant to me, but what it would mean to anybody else.
So right there, we suffer more often from imagination than in reality. Marcus Aurelius. You guys if you guys couldn't tell, like Marcus Aurelius was a very, very intelligent man. He was also one of the best emperors that was around at that time. So look into a lot of his teachings. He's
awesome. He's one of the main sources for Stoicism, for the philosophy.
Yeah. And it's 100% right. You imagine shit that doesn't happen, that hasn't happened. It stops you from everything. Like making a YouTube video. Oh, what they're gonna think of this? They might think of this. What if this happened? What if this happens? What about this? But you don't fucking know. You've already imagined 40 different scenarios that haven't happened yet. Right?
Most people are interested in judging themselves versus actually judging you, and that's where most people need to get out of their own head.
Yes,
and stop caring about what everybody else thinks and worry about where you can go and make yourself better from here.
I think you saw that video I made. I think just the one I made on TikTok.
Don't give yourself too much credit.
No. I said you saw it. I know you did. You saw you like it, motherfucker. Don't you even say you didn't? I saw a little thing on.
Don't blast me like that. I will deny.
I saw a little heart thing on there, you son of a bitch. Don't you deny that.
So Mohawk, our other host in the comments, basically put out, and I agree. His book on meditations, I believe everyone should read that at least 2 to 3 times a year. That book is beautiful. Anxiety crippling Cassie, not me. It is crippling. I actually suffer, and I will say I don't suffer. Sorry, I cohabitate. I live with PTSD. I suffer from anxiety. Anxiety all the time. Depression. It sucks, but guess what? It can be managed.
Absolutely. It might suffer from you.
Oh yeah.
We should check into that.
What?
That it might suffer from you.
I'm pretty sure now it does. I enjoy it now. I'm not crazy. What are you talking about? I'm normal. Y'all just crazy.
Oh no.
What was that, Jed?
No, I'm 100% crazy.
It's official. We're crazy.
Hey guys, the man on my finger is talking. Shh.
The voices in my head have ideas, and he's telling me to kill you all.
I know that guy. I talked to him on the phone. I know that
Jeff.
dude.
Hey, hi, Jeff. But yeah, that is a fact. Most of his quotes actually come from his journal. So anything you hear, like a quote from him, it's actually from his life journal. The man journaled all the time. That's another thing that I would like to tell you guys. My suggestion for anyone that is looking for a mindset change, a reset, whatever, start journaling. You find quotes that you like, that you think were going to inspire you or make you want to gain the next level or get to the next level. Read it, write it down, memorize it, make it your mantra. But guys, it is 10:11. Unless you guys are ready to go, we can keep going. It's your choice.
Well, mine's about to die, so.
No one really cares about you, so.
Well, no.
Hey, I do. I'll call you later. I got
you. All right, sounds good.
I'll video call him later. How about that?
You what?
I'll video call him later. How about that?
If you want
Careful
to
now.
Okay, all right. Well, all right. Here we go. You see my eyes? They're real green now. I'm in.
I'm in.
You know.
So, those of you guys that are new, I want to thank you guys for actually showing up. Mohawk, you're here every time. I love you, man. You were a huge support to me, and I appreciate everything you do for me. But for those of you guys that are new here, please subscribe, hit the bell, actually put on all, because we don't post videos very often. We do sometimes, but it's not often. We try to do everything live because we want you guys to actually see the AR. All right, I'll see you. We like to actually see you guys, or we like to show you guys the actual truth behind the scenes. We don't want you guys watching videos and not catching the stupid bloopers like me saying I'm not a man. That's good. By the way, that's going to be a meme. You just watch. Someone's going to clip that shit later on. They're going to find that.
Hey,
I'm not a man.
You
And
We
always
still
say
don't
you-
want you, Nick.
You always say you speak the truth, and that's the most truthful thing you've ever said.
that would,
Yep.
He may not be a man, but he's definitely not a woman.
I flipped him off. I'm sorry. Sorry. Don't get hurt. Yeah, that was a jab. That's going to be real. Yeah, it's going to be great.
Yeah, real
Mohawk's
fucking-
already working on it. He's like, what are you talking about? I already clipped that shit. I'm working on it. It's already edited. You got a
Yeah.
wig. You're in a
I need a
sundress.
copy.
Shut up. Let me do the
It's
outro.
posted in the next 30 seconds.
Yeah, it's already on
Wait.
TikTok. It's got 8
Mohawk
million views
posted
already.
a TikTok. Wait a minute. Man. Anyways, guys, y'all want to catch us on TikTok? I know No Cut Cards is posting at least once a day on TikTok. Go check them out at the official No Cut Cards on TikTok, Norse Warrior on TikTok, Two Bets K9 on TikTok, and I can't remember your name, but that's because I don't use it very often. I am Desert_Rat26. You can find me on Twitch, TikTok, pretty much anywhere, just by using Desert_Rat26, including on Discord. So, with that said, Two Bets, do me a favor and take us out of here.
All right. I do apologize for coming in late. I had some personal things I had to take care of, but the one thing I do want to leave you with: don't be afraid to fail. Be terrified of having regrets. With that being said, we enjoyed seeing you today. Don't forget to be awesome and know you're loved. Until next time.